Hello and welcome. Today we are in the super battleship Satsuma, the Japanese A-150 as I understand it. She is playable in the PTS server in something called Grand Battles, just like the Hannover is. The Hannover is the other super battleship. She's, I guess in short, effectively like a big Shikishima. Or a bigger Shikishima. She has the same gun caliber. I assume the ballistics are roughly the same as well. She has basically the same armor, or I guess slightly thicker, but basically the same armor. Same weaknesses. She has the cheek armor that you know from Yamato and Co. and other things like that. And because of that, she isn't, in my opinion, nearly as fun as the other super battleship, the Hannover. Because unlike the Hannover, she can't really go close range because of that cheek armor, and she doesn't have amazing secondaries like the Hannover does. Now she does have a special ability. Successful gun adjustment firing temporarily boosts your ship's characteristics. All in all, it says that your dispersion is minus 35% after you've fired your main battery, I think 5 times or something along those lines. Effectively, you get 2 rather accurate shots every, few minutes or so. But accurate shots also means you gotta aim well. Otherwise, it won't mean anything. I find that this is a pretty bad map. Oh my god! 30,000 damage! Wow! Anyway, I wanted to say that this is actually a pretty bad map for the super battleships. Because at least in the Grand Battle mode, it's 9 versus 9, I find that the biggest weakness of them are actually destroyers with torpedoes, especially the Holland. The Holland is, with her stupidly fast torpedo reload, she just keeps dumping torps over and over, and eventually they just start hitting and causing floodings. And there's just not all that much you can do. Oh, a CD is attacking. Haven't really had to fight against midways, so let's see how this goes with AA. I do know the Hannover has 9 flak bubbles or something. This ship should have fewer. I think it's 7? Still quite many. So the other reason why Hannover is, I think, better is because, well, 510mm caliber guns over 460, compared to Yamato for example, don't really do much. Whereas getting 483 from 420s that the Hannover gets, that's a big difference, because now it means you can penetrate 32mm of armor. Which is quite a nice thing to have. Do I fire on the Hannover? I mean, she's running around, but she's angled. Or do I fire on the Kremlin? We're gonna fire on the Kremlin. Screw it. Since the ability is active, but sadly, we took too long to aim, so we only got 1 shot. 20k on the Kremlin, pretty damn good. Oh, and the Holland on the enemy team was actually taken out, so I don't have to worry about being torped, unlike the enemy team. That's perfect for me. Yeah, I guess we'll finish off the Hannover, because she can heal back quite a lot of that, because she does have 126k HP. I am playing a standard tank build, even though I think secondaries are super fun. Because it only gets you 11km secondaries on the Satsuma, I think secondary build isn't worth it, even for fun. Oh! Hannover's already dead! That's good news. For us. I'm gonna head over to the A-cap though, because I don't really want to fight the Kremlin. Kremlin will just angle and then most shells won't do anything, and it'll be sad times. Is she accelerating? I don't know. I have no idea what that Kremlin's doing. The good thing is that even at long range, just like the Yamato, you can show broadside, because you're unlikely to be citadel from long range. Which is a good thing. Now, this ship might actually citadel other ships from long range, which is nice. Wait, that Kremlin is really low. Maybe we should focus on her. Because if we could get the Kremlin's broadside, we might actually be able to finish her. Yeah! Yeah! She's reversing, so... Goodbye, Kremlin. And now we start turning away, because we definitely don't want to get YOLO'd by the Kleber, who can definitely do it. Goodbye. 1 overpen. Kleber does have 8-kilometer secondary, or torpedoes. That's something to consider. Oh, my secondary is actually hit. You do have the 100mm secondaries, but they have a 7-second reload for some stupid reason. Which means that you're unlikely to... well, do much with them. Because there's 7-second reload. Damn it! That was our last destroyer. We've avoided torpedo or Kleber torpedoes. I guess we'll take 1 torpedo from these. You think we'll citadel the Satsuma? You think she will citadel us? Yeah, I guess we citadel the Satsuma. I guess we're gonna turn in now. Because we'll be fighting that... Wait, it's... Oh! It's the Space Yamato. Yeah, I think the priority should be Hindenburg though, to finish her off. But my guns are turned elsewhere, I don't want to turn them. Because they take forever to turn. Oh god, Midway with dive bombers. Oh god, okay. I'm gonna assume they'll take care of the Hindenburg. I'm gonna continue turn. Oh god, we didn't actually take care of the Kleber. That's bad. Because she could just... I mean, technically it's unlikely that she'll stealth torp me, but it's possible. Also, wait, no, we didn't lose our Holland. What the hell? What the hell was I talking about? Yeah, see? Torpedoes. Torpedoes! Right there. Also, so how did you guys not take care of the Hindenburg? What did you do? I need to back off. This is getting too much. Also, I'm lagging, apparently. Yeah, see? Nobody took care of the Hindenburg. Why? Guys, please. We're supposed to delete the Hindenburg. Front turrets will be for the Hindenburg, and hopefully it'll be enough. I need to damage on the single fire, because I don't have HP anymore. I need to back off. Oh, come on. Okay, that'll at least deal with the Hindenburg, but... Oh, fire. Yeah, I'm dead. Nothing I can do. Are you kidding me? Even that didn't finish that stupid Hindenburg off? Yeah. Like I said, the ship is in many ways basically like a Yamato, and has the same weaknesses. And I suppose the same strengths, but we don't really need a ship that has the same strengths as the Yamato, because we already have one. It's called the Yamato, and Shikishima, and Musashi, and Arpeggio Blue Steel's Yamato. So I don't know. I feel Hannover is like an advancement on the Grosse Kopf. You get rid of the fire, you get better firing angles, you get 32mm of overmatch, you get more secondary range. These are all cool things to have, and you're also protected to actually go close and use those. Yamato gets, or the Satsuma gets what? More accuracy? And that's it? Okay, I guess probably you get more pen, I don't know, because these aren't statistics that the game client tells us. But the armor is only marginally better. The main belt is 50mm thicker, so this part. The cheek is 10 millimeters thicker. The bow itself, though, is 32 millimeters. The stern as well. The side upper plate is also 32 millimeters. So in that sense, you don't gain much. And yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't really seem quite on par with the Hannover. If I called the Hannover a tier 11 ship, I would put Satsuma at tier 10.5. It has certainly not been anywhere near as fun to play, and the ship just seemed not as strong. Wait, are they killing the CV? Yeah, I guess they're killing the CV. Can't blame them. This is good revenge. And the CV gets the CV, of course. So, no revenge. Still, 178k damage. It's pretty good, but with the super battleships, I've expected slightly higher damage marks, especially since this is the public test server. You know, the players aren't the greatest. Some players have never played the ships they end up playing. And I mean, that's fine. It's just that also means that you usually get more damage output. But hey, it worked out well, so it is what it is. Overall though, you can definitely have lots of fun in the Satsuma, but I think Hannover is going to be more fun. And if your intelligence reports are going to be limited, I imagine a lot of players are probably going to pick the Hannover, especially on the EU server. Because, well, Germans like German ships, Americans like American ships, Russians like Russian ships, so, you know, that's not unexpected. Let's take a look at the damage. 15 shells from Yamato, actually. 35k. Yeah, I did show broadside a little too long, but Conqueror, 31k damage. Plus the fire damage. Oh, yeah, no, he actually did 16k fire damage. And this is a full tank build. We even have the double fire reduction, or I guess triple if you include the flag. So, Captain Skill build, Emergency Repair Specialist, Grease the Gears, Adrenaline Rush, Emergency Repair Expert, Concealment Expert, Basics of Survivability, and Fire Prevention. All of these, and we still took a fair bunch of damage in fire damage. Oh, and there's also this thing, Damage Control. Reload, Concealment, like I mentioned, Damage Control, Main Battery Dispersion, again Damage Control, and Main Arts Modification 1. And despite all of that, we still took 37k damage in fires, from 4 fires no less. I guess this is why you damage on fires more often. But then again, sometimes need to put out the flood, and then fires come and ruin your day. But yeah, I mean, just look at her. She looks exactly like a Yamato, except she has 2 turrets at the back, and they are twin turrets rather than triples. 2 turrets at the front. Let's take a look at the armor. Like I mentioned, massive 32mm bow, just like the Yamato. And behind this 32mm bow, you have this thing. This is the Citadel. And unfortunately, it's shaped like this, which means that if you are like this, you just penetrate the 32mm and then easily go into the Citadel. Which is not as likely in other ships. This cheek armor is... it's a problem, because it makes the area that you can hit much bigger than on other ships. Other ships, like the Grosse Kurfürst, for example, can be citadeled the same way. But it's much harder, because the gap you have to hit is much smaller. Whereas here, you hit this plate, it's all fine. In fact, if the ship is like this, basically all of this here is a citadel for you. If you can overmatch 32, and if the ship isn't armored enough, you can just penetrate 32 and then go through the citadel area. And this is only 10mm thicker than on the Yamato. The main belt is 460, this is 50mm thicker than the Yamato. So actually, if this thing is angled, and you hit this part here, you need a huge amount of pen. Like, you need to be basically Yamato at close range to be able to pen this. At like, I don't know, 10 or 12 kilometers, if this thing is like at a 45 or 50 degree angle, I don't think there may be very few AP shells that can go through this to actually get a citadel hit. Most will be failed to penetrate. But the problem is that they'll just hit this part here. Also, another thing is that if you go actually bow on, and you might have this giant 32mm bow, and this part there, the bow is actually long enough that most AP shells will not get citadel hits here. At least from my testing. I don't know if this works for Satsuma, because we can't take them to training room, but this is the case for Shikishima and Yamato. Like, even a Montana that's like this, if you fire like straight through the middle here, it shouldn't reach the citadel. It should explode before that. Stern is also 32mm, the main deck is 57 just like the Yamato, but for some reason it has this 45mm on the sides, which doesn't make nearly as much sense because Yamato has 57 until the very edge. So I don't understand what's going on there. I would like this to also be 57, but it's a small difference, it won't really matter that much. But it can on some ships, because they could aim for this part, and if they go slightly higher they'll hit this deck armor and it'll be the same thing, right? It'll all pen, whereas on Yamato it wouldn't pen if it actually hit the deck part. So overall, in terms of fun battles or grand battles, I think Hannover is the better choice. Satsuma isn't a bad ship, but she suffers from the same weaknesses as Yamato and Shikishima and Musashi. And thus I think that the Hannover is the better choice, because you can go close range and, well, if you're playing a massive, ginormous, huge, strong, super battleship, you'd like to go close range and show everyone who's boss. Right? Right. But with this ship, I'm not sure you can do that. Also, by the way, Satsuma actually has Satsuma written on its back. Sa, Tsu, and Ma. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I would like to thank the patrons on Patreon. Thank you very much for your continued support, and I hope I'll see you guys next time.